From Plant Lab in Austin, Texas, this is Stacker News Live!
Stacker News Live! I'm with my super best friend, Super Testnet.
Yeah.
Can you believe it?
Keyan is like on vacation or something. So
is he really?
He was like, you know who he told me? He said, I'm his first choice to fill in for him while he's away.
Gosh.
Can you believe it?
The guy hasn't even messaged me all week. Not once. I messaged him. I said like, hey, how's it going? How are you doing? Miss you. Nothing.
But his old friend Super, his old pal Super, I'm also cat sitting for him. So
you're cat sitting for him?
I'm babysitting his house and his cat.
His cat's an outside cat though.
He still wants me to check in on the cat and make sure. And the cat it shows up every day and it's like, hi. And it wants scritches and it wants food and drink. So it's nice.
Nice. Well, thank you for being a good friend. And,
you're welcome.
Doing all his work for him.
You want to get into...
Are you also Cody on Stacker News this week too as well?
Oh, I'm revising the entire thing. It's going to be totally changed. Actually, speaking of total complete changes.
Super News Live?
Super News Live is the new... And it has a different background too. So
this is Super News Live.
This is now.
Keyan is so mad right now.
This is the way.
He's so upset right now. He's seeing this.
Well, he should be here. If he doesn't want Super taking over his life, he shouldn't have let me babysit his cat, sleep in his house, and do his show.
And code his project.
Just why not? Right, just code for him too.
Awesome. We're going to jump into the top 5 stories of the week, Stackers. Let's do it. The first top story, man, this one's a spicy one. This is Amboss, chain surveillance, selling your data, 32 comments, 5,000 boost, 22 sats. This is from 0295C86965 on May 22nd. This was a Bitcoin post. The interesting thing was all the tips were forwarded to Coop.
Yeah.
I don't know what that was about.
So I am sad about this because the guys who make Amboss are friends of mine.
Mine too.
And yet the guy's totally right. If you read their privacy policy, it's pretty explicit that they are compiling content from the Lightning Network, some without consent, and then selling it. Like it says that exact thing. They're selling your data. They say that that's their primary business model is to sell your data.
Where does it say that? Where, like, can you show me there where it says that though?
Yeah, sure. So if you go up to where the links to their privacy policy up a little bit, but before it's down here.
Okay.
There's a link right.
That
first paragraph up. Nope. If you passed it already. In the first paragraph, the last 2 words of the first paragraph. So scroll up more. More, all the way to the top, all the way. First paragraph there, it says, it would appear. You see that first paragraph?
Yeah, I see it.
The last 2 words of that paragraph are their privacy policy. So click that.
Okay.
And then Control F for the word sell once it loads up. You'll see that they say explicitly that they sell your data in here.
Are we sure though? This is like, is it just a let me say it twice here. Are we sure that this isn't a
not that one? It's the SELL, not SALE.
Oh.
Yeah, we reserve the right to make the information described above available to our customers and to sell certain of this data. Yeah, and they even say who their customers are. Look at that up there. It says vendors, service providers, contractors, and consultants, services, companies that assist us with identity verification, fraud prevention. So it's and they talk later on about law enforcement as well.
Do you? Where did you come out with this? I'm sure I already know where the stackers are going to come out. We'll go through because we're going to spend a lot of time on this topic. Yeah, I'm sure. I think I have an alternative side, which I think a lot of people will be surprised. Yeah. But I want to share my side too as well. So go with your side, Super. Tell me how you saw this, like what the stackers think.
Yeah, I saw this, and it was they tell you that they're collecting your data and selling it, and they ask you pretty upfront if you'll give them. Well, they don't ask you. They just start doing it. If you use like ThunderHub, they'll just start doing it, and they call that opt-in, which it is. I mean, I can't blame them for saying that. It is opt-in. If you're choosing to use their services and you don't read their privacy policy, it's your fault. If they collect your data, but also they're doing this on data that's not. They say everything's opt-in. Like if you look at their replies in the Stacker News post, they say, look, all of this data that we're collecting is opt-in. But one of the things they collect, or some of the data they're collecting, is channel information about the Lightning Network in general, including the time it takes for a Lightning node to respond to like a probe. And that, well, it's technically public information because they're just probing them and finding out how fast they reply. But does that really count as informed consent? Like if you're just running a Lightning node, you probably didn't think about or consider that someone might be probing you and getting your information from there. But these guys are, and then they're selling it to analytics companies. So be aware of that, folks. And yeah, my perspective on it is if you're running a Lightning Network node and you're publishing this, then you are publishing some information, like your IP address. So and it's not that surprising that a company is getting that information and selling it. I just wish it wasn't my friends doing it.
So it gets pretty spicy in the comments. I got Tony Giorgio, top comment. He says, this is not surprising in the slightest. I spent an hour of my time talking to them privately last year. The balance sharing feature was released, completely dismissed. The data selling is consistent with the rumors I have been hearing too. I may have to build in a feature into Mutiny to avoid all nodes that are verified in data sharing on Amboss. I figured the Lightning Network would split up eventually into a KYC network and non-KYC network. And then Amboss, they were in there replying to all these comments. So
yeah,
gotta give them props for doing that. They said, "Hi Tony, we deeply value the time you spent talking with us, which was our primary driver in developing the channel balance data deletion scheme. We're obsessive about considering user feedback, and I'm sorry that you felt we dismissed you. We didn't, and we use it to inform our backend development specifically so that we can protect transaction level privacy in the event of a subpoena. Even if you built that feature into Mutiny, we'd gladly supply you with information so that you can make better decisions about whom to connect to or not in this Lightning Network ecosystem."
But their privacy policy literally explicitly says that they're collecting your transaction data in order to comply with subpoenas. And then here in this comment,
does
it
say that though? In the where does it say that there?
Search for do a Control F for law enforcement. We may disclose personal information if we believe the disclosure is in accordance with or required by any applicable law or legal process. That's a subpoena. So, yeah, that's why they're doing it partly. And yet in here they're like, well, but if we get a subpoena, we're going to try and keep your information private. Then why does your privacy policy say you're going to disclose everything?
So they got Ben Carmen. He says, I've heard rumors that their main business model is selling to chain analysis companies, would stay as far away as possible from them. Then you have Amboss replying back, this is completely false. Our main business model is providing data analytics for the Lightning Network to improve the operation of the network. This informs whom to connect to and routing fee market analysis.
Do you think it's fair to say data analytics and surveillance are the same thing?
Here, let's define the words first, because we always get into these kind of rabbit holes. And we never define actually what do you consider data? Stuff on your computer, stuff that you share with the internet.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay,
I'd have a hard time defining something that's not data.
Okay, yeah, okay. And then now on the other side, you said, what was the other word that you said?
Surveillance.
And then what do you consider surveillance? Is surveillance also? I don't consider surveillance data. It's data collecting.
But yeah, data analysis and data collecting. I mean, you got to collect it in order to analyze it, right?
Yeah, but you can stay off the internet and not give them any data.
Right. So if you stay off the internet and not give you any data,
then they have to surveil you in the real world.
Right. And they're not. I don't think they're doing that. I don't think they're putting cameras.
No, I'm just saying, like, if you define these two categories,
they seem to imply one another. Like, in order to analyze data, you have to collect it. So therefore, any data analytics company is also a surveillance company.
I think they're two different things, man.
Okay.
I think they're two different things. Because a surveillance company will actually go out and surveil you. Like, they actually go out and pursue surveillance. Like, that's what they go out and do, is pursue surveillance. But if you're a data analytics company, then you're just accepting data. It'd be one thing if they're out there.
What if they're probing?
I'm not even talking about the Amboss thing. I'm just talking about two different meanings here. Data analytics companies out there using the data that they're able to harbor without surveilling you.
Their privacy policy says that they're doing probing, or at least it implies it, because it says they're checking response times. So if they're from their computer sending out a signal to your node and then seeing how long it takes you to respond, does that count as surveilling? Because it feels like they're going out to find you, or at least they're going out into the Lightning Network to find you.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not technical enough to really give you a right or
everything on the internet's public, friends. So if you're running a Lightning node, there's a lot of information that's public.
This is my stance on the whole thing, and I think we've talked about this before. This isn't the first time Amboss has come up as a spicy topic on Stacker News Live. This is a reoccurring 6-monther. It feels like every 6 months we get another Amboss post. And
it's just a good reminder.
It's just like every 6 months. Like I kind of feel bad for the guys there because they've already explained themselves like multiple times, and people they get the same kind of stir up every single time, and it's just kind of like we've already said this multiple times, and so it's kind of like I don't know how more obvious it could be. I would say 2 things. There's that point. The second point is they're a company, man. They're trying to make revenue, and this is the fastest way for them to make revenue. I'm not saying I know anything. I'm just saying, just looking at it, like we live in a data driven, data analytics, data goobly gobbler world. Super Testnet. People want data, and people will pay for it. It's the oil of our times, and so this is not surprising. There, the third thing is like Google surveys you, Apple surveys you, all the stuff that we use, even the stuff that we're using for this stream here.
But now my friends are surveilling me.
See, and that's where I want to get at. Is that what we're really upset about here? Are we upset that a Bitcoin company is going down this route as opposed down the route of a different type?
Yeah. Like if the only
that's
way
what we're really upset, if we're really upset about that, then like let's at least say that.
If the primary way that you intend to collect money is by collecting information and selling it, I think you should find a different business. That's my opinion. Because it seems bad. It seems like bad to me. Like it's not just that I feel bad for you, my friends. I feel bad because of you.
Yeah, it's a free market. I would say that it's a free market. Even though if somebody wants to compete with Amboss, make a better Amboss and do it the way and try to do it the way everybody else wants. But I don't know. Yeah, I just don't understand the logic of like, oh, let's hate on this one company for doing it this way when in reality, like they can do whatever they want. They're a company. You know what I mean? It's just I don't get it. But I think it's more of a, oh man, our friends are doing this to us, and it's just like, well, don't use their product.
Yeah.
And
okay. Cool. You want to move on to the next?
Yeah, we'll move on to the next one. I think I want to bring one more comment. This is from Darthcoin because Darthcoin actually got it right. He said, "Why people run public nodes? ? Run a private node. Oh, you didn't know that you could do that? That means you have a lot to learn about Lightning." There you go. I thought Darthcoin
learned it from Darth. He's the one who knows.
He hit it right on the thing here. So, all right. Next top story is introducing Arc by Burak. This is from rsync25, May 24th. 23 comments, 3,625 sats. A Bitcoin post. Oh, this one's a good one.
This one is a good one. How many people out there are confused by Arc? Let's see a show of hands.
I actually think he did better because I was talking to him right before he went on stage. I talked to him briefly, and he was like, Car, actually, this is actually more high level. It's a lot easier than the one he did at Bitcoin Plus Plus, which was completely. I thought it was way more
in the weeds, but it was also
Bitcoin Plus Plus was just like it was Bitcoin Plus Plus. So you're expected to get into the weeds and have a discussion about it afterwards. So there's a lot of time. So I thought when he explained it this time at Bitcoin conference in Miami, I was like, okay, this makes a lot more sense. But I thought he did a great job. For people that don't know, what is Arc? Super.
Sure. Yeah. Arc is leaning into the fact that coin joins are a scaling tool, a tool for batching. So let me give an example. If you've got like 40 people who do a coin join together, typically you're going to have like 40 inputs to a transaction, 40 outputs, like 40 coins going in, 40 coins coming out. And doing all of that in one transaction is a lot more chain efficient than if each of those 40 people did like a single transaction individually. And then you had 40 different transactions all sending one coin from one address to another. So he's like leaning into that. And then he's like, let's use coin joins as a batching tool to increase scaling, but let's also add Taproot into the mix. Because with Taproot, it's not just that you can have 40 coins going into a transaction. You can also turn those into one single output, into one single, coin that has like 40 things in it. And that's a lot more efficient. So that's what he does. You register for one of these coin joins. He's got these Arc service providers who are doing them in every block, but you register your coins for one. It turns into one output. And then for however long you want to be in that coin join, let's say it's 2,000 blocks, your coin just stays in there and then it comes out later. and it really does increase the efficient, or at least it sounds like, if it gets built, it'll be a much more efficient way to transact in Bitcoin, because you'll be in this like big pooled transaction with many other people, which is inherently more efficient.
Yeah, when he was spending time here after Bitcoin Plus Plus, I feel like you vibed with him really well. I noticed like you and Burak vibed really well, and
Breaker of Lightning and Breaker of JPEGs got along. It was great. It was wonderful.
It was awesome. So to me, it was. I think now when we're all asking how ARC works, I'm just like super. So can you explain? And even tonight, right? Aren't we going over this again tonight?
Yep, we're gonna do. We're gonna all at Pleb Lab. We're gonna have a little watch party of his presentation from Bitcoin Plus, or from the Bitcoin conference, and we're gonna all sit on a couch and eat popcorn and have blankets and just watch.
And Super's he's gonna explain it even more.
Yeah. So it'll be great.
At the bottom he says thanks to Alan Farrington, Teo's the Fuji, right?
He works on Blockstream projects. I don't know if I was about to say he works for Blockstream. I don't know if that's true.
And then Giacomo for their contribution. So it looks like he had some help there from some legends.
Good guys.
Yeah, guys.
And Burak is definitely a legend now too. So
yeah.
Okay, so that's the second topic. Do we want to go into more about ARC, or what do you think?
Wait, you want to go into what?
Do you want to stay on ARC anymore? I guess I'm one thing that I want to mention is that a lot of times things sound really good in theory, and then when you actually build them, they suck. Like, what was the phrase I was going to use? They're like a Dyson vacuum. They suck badly.
Dyson vacuum. That sounds like your mom's joke or your dad's joke.
No, I made that one up this morning in the shower, but I messed it up by saying suck too early. But whatever. So we'll see. Like, we got to build it to find out if this thing works really well. Because it sounds promising. Like, the idea of having all of your transactions pooled with everyone else's, with great privacy and great speed, sounds really good. But we've seen a lot of promises in this space, and we got to get the code out there to see if it delivers.
Yeah, and that'll come with time, right? So I like Elon Musk. He said, "Amazing work. Lightning was getting too comfortable." Thank you, Burak.
Elon, of course, constant Stacker News. Poster.
So I mean, we'll see. It's more to come with this stuff. I mean, it's still early days, but it's good to go out there and put out a flag and say, "Hey, we're going for this." That's amazing. I love seeing it. Mm-hmm. Next top story.
Keep it coming, Burak. Keep it coming.
Yeah, keep it coming, Burak. Next top story is Fedi Alpha is now available for testing. This is from Arrow, May 21st. 14 comments, 5,604 sats. Bitcoin posts. What is this about, Super?
Fedi is a Fediment wallet, and it's kind of cool. You can use it now, like at least on Signet you can. So you need to scan that QR code and then get the kind of a string that it gives you so you can connect to a federation. And then you go to app.fedi.xyz and paste it. And then you have a wallet. It's like, oh, cool. Now I've got a wallet, a Fediment wallet on Signet. There's not much you can do with Fediment wallets right now. You can, there's only because there's not very many wallets on Signet, but the Mutiny one works with it. So yesterday at Lit Devs, I was playing around. I got this wallet hooked up to Mutiny wallet, and me and another guy were sending, fake Satoshis back and forth to one another.
So it works.
It works. Yeah, nice. It's very fast.
Is it faster than Lightning?
No, it is about as fast as Lightning on a good day. So
okay,
it's about as fast as Lightning on a good day.
Good to hear.
And it's faster than Lightning on a bad day.
Awesome.
So
wait, it's what?
On a bad day, Lightning is slow. Like sometimes for me, a Lightning payment can take 2 minutes.
Yeah.
So it's faster than that. But it's maybe 30 seconds to get a payment through, at least in its current state for me.
Cool. So we got the comments. This one's from Oathzar. This is the top comment. He said, from the GitHub repo, Fedi is the world's first glimpse of a federated OS, a home for your money, chat, and data. And he says, what does federated OS even mean? I don't see anything about distributed computing, so it's definitely not that. Why is it called an OS when it's currently just a phone app? Earliest versions of Linux could run on bare metal, but not this federated OS. Has a startup term MVP come to mean minimal pitchable product?
Well, that would be MPP.
Yeah.
But yeah, they supposedly they're trying to do more than just payments. And one aspect of that, I see that they have a chat messenger in the wallet app as well, so you can chat and send people payments. So that's like a first additional product besides having a wallet. But I've heard they also want to do password managers and data storage, federated data storage. So we'll see. It sounds like they want to do more than payments.
Yeah, it looks like everybody's kind of going after that one kind of WeChat app. It seems like there's another project that I've heard about that's also kind of going after.
Arc is also going after that.
Yeah, it seems like there's just,
and Sphinx is going after that, I think.
Yeah, not the Arc that we just mentioned.
Yes, not ARK, ARC. If there's not enough confusion in Bitcoin, there's two arcs.
Yeah. Anyways, there's a lot of people going after the similar thing. I don't want that personally. I think I want separate things separate. But who knows? Maybe in the future, if it's really good. And
as a reminder, if you're using federated eCash, it's a custodial system, and they can steal your coins. So be aware of that.
You heard it here first.
Yeah, it's just like Stacker News. It doesn't mean that I don't like Stacker News, because Keyan can steal any coins I have on there. I just
I got rugged.
Look at that.
I got rugged.
You only have 1,000 sats left.
Somebody rugged me last night.
Well,
I'm just kidding. Totally
usually keep only a couple. I try to keep a very small amount on Stacker, because he can take your money, and I don't trust Keyan that much.
Even though I'm staying in his house.
Even though I'm staying in his house, feeding his cat, doing his show. I'm still not going to give him more than like $5. So same with Fedi. It can be cool for doing instant payments, and that's wonderful, and I can see a lot of use cases for it. But I wouldn't keep much money in there.
Yeah,
just a few bucks.
The next top story is what finally got you to be Bitcoin only. This is from Jimmy Song. 29 comments, 5,444 sats, a Bitcoin only post. What is this about?
One more thing about the previous one. The use case, one of the use cases they're going after is increased privacy, because although they're as fast as Lightning, but they're more private than the Lightning Network. So that's another positive thing about Fedi. Right, cool. Okay. So what did it take? What finally got you to be Bitcoin only? Man, I got so much jealousy when I was reading through these people who are
really, why?
Because they're only using Bitcoin, and I'm still using dollars. I'm using I've got one altcoin left to get rid of, and that's US dollars. And
it's the hardest one.
It's the hardest one. I use it every day. But all these guys are just like, yeah, I'm living Bitcoin only. Darth's been doing it forever.
Gosh, I need to put my little thing in here.
Yeah. So
did you put something in there? Or no?
I'm not Bitcoin only yet. I'm close.
Oh, you mean no? I think Jimmy meant like other altcoins, right? Or did
like the US dollar.
Oh, okay. I see what you're doing here, Super Testnet.
He sees it now.
I see it now.
He's on to me, stackers.
The top post from here was from 02C533CBFE. He said the fact that there are Bitcoin specific wallets in which you can store your keys and transact in all sorts of interesting ways. I'm not in this for the investment, but a lot of the alts always act like that's the point of this.
So this is one of the wow moments with Bitcoin, I think, is when you port your seed phrase from one wallet to another, to like a completely different wallet, and the funds show up. That's like a really cool wow moment that like this is a really game-changing technology. Because you can't until Bitcoin, you couldn't do that with apps like PayPal or Cash App. Like if you had a balance on Cash App and you wanted to have a balance on PayPal, there's no way that those two don't meet. There's no way to get the one from the one to the other. Until Bitcoin, like now you can actually scan a QR code from your Cash App, scan it with PayPal, and pay it, because they both support Bitcoin now. And you can do the same thing we've been able to do this for a long time with seed phrases and importing them from one wallet to another. I really do think that
the user operability,
the interoperability of those things is really amazing. And that's what that first comment is. I think that's what got me.
Yeah, I think Lightning too has like helped out tremendously. It's just Lightning's cool, man. Let's just also Ezekiel, he posted the Ethereum merge in September 2022, which is surprising. Like I didn't think that was going to happen, but I guess Ethereum's screwing up. Oh, understanding proof of work versus proof of stake. Yeah. That's a big thing too.
One of the nice things that came out of that was there were a lot of helpful articles and comparisons, and I think just people seeing that, like, if you were trying to contribute to Ethereum at that time through mining, you got the rug pulled out from under you. Like they were suddenly like, nope, you can't mine anymore. You have to have $32,000 or whatever, in order to be a staker. It's like those are the only people who can make money now. It's like, what? Wait, what? How's that? How's this supposed to be decentralized?
Yeah, I also think the stack sats, the humble stack sats from Marty and Odell, I think that actually helps out a lot too. It gets you low time preference for sure.
For me, if I was to contribute something to this section, I would talk about how I owned Ethereum for 1 week, and that's the only altcoin I've ever had was Ethereum.
Really?
Yeah, I had it for when
how much Ethereum did you have?
Like $300.
Oh wow!
So I had it because when I first bought Bitcoin, right after I bought, I went on Coinbase and got an account there to buy more, and they showed a chart that Ethereum was rising in price. This was back in 2017, and at that time, I was like, oh, that one's going up too. I'll buy some, and then I thought about it. Like I was like, after 1 week, I sold it because I said before I bought Bitcoin, I researched it for years to see if I really wanted any, and to really understand how it worked and to make sure it was something I thought was where I wanted my money. And then I literally bought Ethereum because they showed a chart and it was going up in price. And I was like, oh, I'll get that one too. So I was like, that's not a good reason to buy something, is because you saw a chart. So I was like, I'm going to sell this stuff. I'm going to research Ethereum and find out if I want any, find out if I like the project. So then I read how Ethereum works. This is back in 2017. I read how it works and what its goals were. And I was like, oh my goodness, I do not want any part of this. So I never had any. The only other time I've ever had any Ethereum was I wanted to try a Uniswap once. So I bought enough to try out Uniswap, which I still think is a cool thing. And then I used it once and I have not used it. So
I'm sure somebody will make that when all the tarot coins come out. I'm sure.
Yeah.
Somebody will do stuff like that.
So yeah, so that would be my story. Is like I did research. I looked into how it works, what its goals were, how it was made, and I just saw that that at least that one is a bad idea. For other coins, I recommend doing similar. Read how they work. Look them up. Do your research.
I think for me, obviously, I think the biggest thing was the Lightning thing, was because I think initially was Bitcoin just looked really boring, and Ethereum had looked like a lot of technology stuff that was being built on there. But now you can kind of see that with Lightning, where all the fun stuff is being built on Lightning, and there's all these cool things you can do with it. So I think that's why you're seeing it turn over, because the shift is happening where people are like, oh crap, you can do this on Lightning. That's why here at the lab, I'm always pushing the limits on stuff. Let's just get it. How can we get this working with Lightning somehow? Because you're gonna draw people in that way.
Every time I release something for the base layer, this guy just shoots me down. He's like, if it's not on Lightning, it's nothing.
No, I'm just kidding.
I'm just kidding. He never said that.
The next top story is on El Salvador's crackdown on gangs. Whoa, this is heavy. May 24th, Square 9R65, 15 comments, 5,903 sats. What is this long post about?
The TLDR is that life in El Salvador is way better after Bukele. So stop ragging on him, you people who are mad about the human rights abuses.
Is that what they're still saying?
It's true. So this I lived there for 3 months, which is not
tell us
all
your
that
take.
long, but I could give a take on it because I've experienced it. Talked to a lot of guys down there. Everyone down there, including the people who don't like Bukele, are totally open to saying that life is a lot better after he came in and stopped all the gang violence that was going on. And they tell me it was literally like a nightmare, in that you would hear gunshots outside your house and see people dead on your porch in the morning. That was the life they were living. You couldn't go out at night. There were certain parts of the main city, like neighborhoods that you had friends in, that you weren't allowed to visit because you'd be shot and killed. There were cars that would be set on fire with people still in them by gangs, and as a message to the government that we're in control and you can't stop us from doing anything. And they would just burn vehicles full of people. So for Bukele to come in and stop that, and that none of that happens anymore. Now it's a safe country. Everyone's very appreciative. Even his enemies are like, yeah, no doubt, everything's way better. You can actually go outside now and not fear for your life. It's safe. However, there's caveats, right? In order to get to that state, he cast a very wide net on who he was going to arrest. And my understanding is, my impression from people who talk there is that He went into the neighborhoods where gangs were known to exist and arrested everyone, like everyone, including the innocent people, and just threw them into jail. No due process. They're trying to release the people who are innocent, but in order to stop the gang violence, they arrested everyone. It's all the people who aren't in jail seem to be really happy about the fact that there's no more gang violence, but that's a real and like terrible crimes on the people who were arrested. Like saying like if there's any more gang violence, we will torture. Bukele saying things like, "We will torture your cousins, we will torture your brothers. We have them, and if we see any more of this stuff, we're going to torture them." That dropped the violence all out, but that's obvious human rights abuses, right? So,
I think for me, I mean, I've never been El Salvador, but I can speak to like Mexico stuff. I remember being young and like because my father's from Mexico, so I remember like being young and going to Mexico and hearing those stories. Near the border area of Mexico, like the border of Texas. And then as I got older and would visit Mexico, like with my friends and stuff, we stopped going after certain like early 2000s because it was just too dangerous to go inside of Mexico. And now you can't really go into like the border area of Mexico unless unless you know or you're with somebody that should be there. That's just for me. I would never go alone. And like so I can imagine everything that you're saying like that. Like to me, that's clear as day because a lot of people that run those areas, or at least in Mexico, they're savages, like for lack of a better word. Like there is no like leveled or measured approach you could take with those people. They're like they don't understand any other way. So I think
like even his enemies will say it worked.
I think from Bukele, I think he did what he thought was necessary based on his experience living in that country, and he knows what was going to work. And I think people are, like you said, are also right on that side. I don't fall in one way or another, but I do think I think it'll just kind of work itself out. There was a comment in here. I don't know if you saw it, but he said this is typically how it goes for these sorts of things. He goes, where is it at? It's very well structured. A lot of
great. Yeah, you'll go read the comments.
Yeah, go read the comment. But there's
one
one particular comment where he was like, it starts off this way. Like when you have a change in like when a country has something like this happening to them, it starts off like this and then it gets pulled back slowly. And then say this is like normal for countries to do this. So
just from my perspective, in order to get rid of the gangs and the gang violence, he took out all the gangs but one, and that one is his own, Bukele's. So he's got the biggest gang, the one that's in control of the government, and so there's still one left, and it's not that there's no more violence and there's no more crime. It's just that the government's the only one left doing it, and so it seems relatively peaceful now.
Yeah, so right here, this is the one right here. I'll let you guys go read it, but he basically says, if you believe that state repression solves social problems, you should look at historical events and see the results of such situations. So he goes into it there. I don't think most people have seen the sorts of crimes and the sorts of atrocities that they witnessed in El Salvador.
Right.
And I think the people that are commenting probably need to get up to speed on what that looks and lives and feels like in that environment. I think then you would kind of have a heart on the other side.
I think so too. I came in after it was already safe, and everyone I talked to is a big fan of the fact that it's safe now there. But there was a cost. There's an ongoing cost to that.
Yeah, man. All right, we'll get into the next top story. Slice of Bitcoin history. This is so that rounds out the top 5 stories of Week Stackers. I'm sorry, Keyan's not here.
You're sorry, Keyan.
My
what's this guy?
It's my what do you call it? It's like
your mojo.
No, it's not the mojo. No, it's just the balance of the show is a little off right now because I'm trying to like carry both, but we'll get it going.
Jeepers. I'm just nothing. I'm just chop suey over
No, I'm
here.
not saying that. I'm saying I forgot to say top 5 stories. That's all we got for this week. Now we get into my top story and Super's top story. This one's my top story, Super Testnet.
What's your top story?
A slice of Bitcoin history. This is a 10,000 Bitcoin pizza story. This one's from Bailey Jacob, May 22nd, 2000.
Nice pun. Whoever wrote that headline, a slice. Bitcoin history.
Yeah. Have you looked at this? Have you heard of this story?
I'm not familiar with the Bitcoin pizza thing. What's the deal there, yo? I'm a little familiar. What's the deal there, yo?
So basically, this guy he sold 10,000 Bitcoins.
The girl with the heart shirt sold 10,000 Bitcoins.
Yeah, I guess that's his daughter.
Okay.
Sold 10,000 Bitcoins. He used to mine it, participated in it. This is in the early days for 2 Papa John's pizzas.
Okay.
And that was, yeah.
Did you know when Lightning came out, he did it again, but he bought them for like $10,000 or $40 on Lightning.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he did the same thing again when Lightning came out.
Yeah, I wish I would have saw that. This is from so this leads me to the bigger thing here. This is kind of what I want to share was this. Have you seen this website? It's beautiful. It's called the Bitcoin Legacy Project, from Genesis block to ordinals. And it literally goes through the whole legacy of Bitcoin. Isn't that cool, man?
That thing is cool.
It's really
I don't know about calling ordinals a part of Bitcoin's legacy, but
well, it's a part of the history.
It is now, I guess.
Yeah, he goes into it all, and then I was looking this on my phone. It looks amazing. Yeah, but it looks amazing from there
right here too.
Yeah, it's pulled from there. Definitely go check it out. And the stackers here, and then Bitcoin Sanity. He says the man didn't spend every last one of his Bitcoins on that pizza. B, future people may well say the same about crazies on Stacker News. That's definitely true. C, those people will be equally wrong and dumb. Yeah. What do you think? Do you think people will say that about Stacker News?
Yes, I think almost everything that can be said will be said by someone, some people. But it's Stacker News. I think it's less so. This guy's crazy act of buying pizza for Bitcoin will be much more what people talk about.
Yeah, I mean, according to Balaji, we should be at $1 million Bitcoin here in a few days. So
I think he did great. Laszlo buying pizza for Bitcoin. I mean, I do that all the time too. So I just did it yesterday.
Oh, did you eat pizza on Bitcoin Pizza Day?
No, not on the day. I did it the next day. But yeah,
Close
I did.
enough.
So
what's your?
Oh, and at the farmers market on Saturday, I'll be selling pizza for Bitcoin. So
wait, you're the guy selling pizza for Bitcoin?
I'm the Bitcoin's pizza salesman tomorrow.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, everyone come out and we'll see it get done.
What's
my top story?
Yeah, what's your top story?
My top story is one that I was surprised to see didn't get any, this barely got noticed on Stacker News. Zap any Nostr npub from anywhere. So this guy, Sam Samskis, made a tool for zapping people, or for letting people zap you on your website. You just take that little bit of HTML.
Yeah, it's so sick.
It gives you this beautiful button with your profile picture, your npub, and you can leave comments and you can zap people, and it's amazing. It really simplifies the process of doing zaps on a client. Remember the other day we were going over the Nostr dev course, and I was like, it's going to take forever to show people how to build a client with zaps because it's really, really hard. Remember that?
Yeah.
Not anymore. Now it's 2 clicks.
Did you look at his code?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, wow.
It's really good.
It's really good?
Yeah. So he's absolutely inspired me with this little button that makes it so easy to zap people. I think I'm going to use this as the basis for that lesson in our course.
I feel like Stacker News should have this, right? I should be able to go to Thriller, go to my profile,
and zap yourself.
Zap myself. I mean, I can.
Yeah.
But I want the zap buttons.
You want the button that says zap me. It's the word, zap me. Gosh. Or whatever. You can make it say whatever you want. It's customizable.
Dude, that's so cool.
Yeah, so that was mine. And then if you go to the comment on it, this is news to me too. Someone made a prettier widget that says widgets.21.net.
Oh, yeah. I use this one. This is one I use on Thriller.
Okay. Well, I didn't know about it. And yeah, this is hey, you went away from the pretty part. Yeah. You get that nice, pretty looking thing. And it's the same thing. It's just it makes you think a lot of work.
I actually think now looking at Sam's, I think Sam's is better. Because you actually,
it's more customizable than this one.
Yeah. This one, it already has it there. All you got to do is just zap it like that.
Yeah,
but this one's
this one does to me.
This one's better design.
It looks prettier than the default design that he gave it, but you can just customize his design, and make it look however you want. So that's really nice.
It's beautiful. Yeah,
and this one doesn't say it says donate. It doesn't say zap.
Yeah, this one's been out for almost a year and a half, I think, at this point.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's been out for a long time.
Well, I really like it. So also check out both of those. The one that
it's very possible a lot of the stuff that we're seeing on Nostr has already been done on Lightning. Like,
yeah. Yeah, but
saying.
now there's a social network powering it, so it's naturally going to be, you can re-release a lot of that stuff. You got to re-release
it all over again. Just re-announce it.
Now just use the word Nostr and suddenly you get VC money.
They just should say Nostr widget 21. Get paid with Zaps. Just update the website, boys.
Yeah, just the terms mean everything. Zaps, lightning.
This is what Ethereum taught us. I think that's all I got for the top. Where does he have his analytics?
There was
down here.
Yeah, let's go to the super stat segment.
Is it this one? I think this one. It's this one, right? This is where he goes. Okay. So where does he go?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, I don't know where Keyan goes with his mystery.
I think you just go up to the URL and do stacker.news/stats.
Is that where he goes?
I think so.
Okay. Stats.
We don't actually know how to. Nope, that wasn't it. That was just some guy named Stats. Well, okay, so this is some stats.
You got to show us the stuff, bud.
So look at this. Look at this. Oh, you know what? It's top. Go up to top. I know how to get there.
Okay.
Top, and then instead of post, go to users.
Oh, there you go. Okay, there you go. This is how he does it.
There we go. Okay,
this is for the day. Remember for the week.
Yeah, we want to do for the week, of course.
You want to do it? Go ahead.
So in the top super stats segment, I forget. Satoshi Nakamoto was the biggest stacker with 23.3 thousand sats. So why is this guy so popular? Car, what did he do?
He's been posting a lot lately. And plus, he's an avid listener and watcher of Stacker News Live. So I see his posts all the time. But yeah, he's short to medium term stacker. Been here for a while. Yeah.
Blockstream, they got their cowboy hat. They've been spending too.
Wow, Blockstream, look at that.
You know what?
Dude.
We're gonna give and take.
I got Rsync. Yeah, Rsync's he's always
there. Yeah, he's a regular.
He's a regular.
Good to see you, Rsync. Hope you're watching.
Siggy as well, regular. Amboss stacking as well. See, this is where hey man, you take a little
all
heat.
News is good. You're news, making right? all publicity is good publicity. Woo! Everyone's stacking them or zapping them.
Hey man, so. That's what I'm saying. Every 6 months, that privacy policy.
It's probably them. They're putting out their own FUD just to get 14,000 sat. Like our primary business model is selling your data. No, it's getting zapped on Stacker News.
Oh, when it works. Hey, yeah. Good news is Stacker News, I guess.
And
then you have
the Cowboys.
You do the Cowboys. I hate.
I don't know
segment. Can't stand it.
Top Cowboys, which means top spenders. We got who I don't know who that is. CLR.
See, this is what I'm saying. This is a point of the show where I'm like, why do we do this segment, Keyan?
Just because he wants to reward those who are contributing to the site with their sats. Like you'll notice that I'm never on here because I take sats.
No one knows how to make a cowboy.
I'm not
No one knows how to make a cowboy.
I told you last time.
How do you do it? Tell the stackers. I don't even think the stackers know.
You spend 100 sats on Stacker News.
Really?
That's all you got to do.
Every day?
Yeah.
Is that it?
I think you get it for like 2 days or something. If you do it, you get a cowboy hat for the next 2 days. And you
is it just spending or receiving?
Just spending. You just give someone 100 sats.
Because I've gotten it. Oh, it's probably because I always do 100 sats.
Yeah, just give someone 100 sats, tip them, or tip 10 people 10 sats each.
He should put there, give 100 sats, get a cowboy hat.
Well, he wants to be a secret is the thing, but Super doesn't care. So
finally,
that's how you do
the
it.
mid-season
Blockchain Book. Is that who that Blockchain B is?
Yeah, Blockchain Book.
Okay, nice job, Gutty. He's
a local legend.
Yeah, 3.2 million.
Yeah, Zekias too.
Jeepers, these guys know what they're
look
doing.
at Darth, man.
He spends a lot.
Dude, I'm telling you.
All right.
Toxic maximalism stacks.
Look at all his referrals. This guy's like his full-time job.
The more toxic you are, the more you stack. It's just true.
For 48 days, he's had a cowboy hat. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Good job, Darth.
Darthcoin should start making similar accounts.
Who's Siggy? What does Siggy do?
Branching out. Huh?
Who's Siggy?
Siggy's another stacker.
Yeah, I know that, obviously. But what's his deal?
Let's click. Let's see what he posts about.
He's he even has a bio. He's a lawyer.
Oh, is he really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, he has a bio. He's a U.S. lawyer who bought his first Bitcoin.
Wow.
He's a Fed. He's a Fed.
I doubt it. Just doubt it.
He's watching us.
There's a lot of lawyers who stack sats. Super.
I know. My brother's a lawyer.
Well,
all right.
I think that's all we got for Stacker News.
Super stat
segment.
It's
a 404 page. It's just 404. There you go.
This is what we show when the show's done.
No, I just showed it up. Super. What are you getting into this weekend?
We'll be at the farmer's market selling pizza. That's my main gig.
What else are you gonna do? What are you working on? Anything that you're working on? Anything that you want to promote on your site? Like, because
last month we
you were on a roll, dude.
Last week rather, I won the hackathon at PlebFi grand prize for Celebrity Escrow.
Oh yeah, can we show that?
CelebrityEscrow.org is the website. It's not.
Dang, look at all these. Bangers.
It's not on my GitHub. I did it. We put it on someone else's GitHub.
Superstore.
No, CelebrityEscrow.org is the website. You're not even on the URL.
Escrow.
There's no A in celebrity, buddy. There, it's the top link on Google.
Is it really?
Yeah.
How did you guys get the top link?
I'm probably the only one who has that thing. But you can use people on Nostr. You can like pull them in to be your escrow agent with Bitcoin contracts. And so we made this.
So this is the winning prize for.
We got the grand prize, yeah, because it's fun. You can just pick Udi to be your escrow agent for your contract. Be like, I'm betting on the ball game. I want Udi to adjudicate, or whoever you want. You can have Peter McCormack or Matt Odell or whoever.
Gosh.
So yeah, this week I've been working on improving this and making it work better, and that's what I'm currently doing. But I'm also just kind of hanging out with friends here at Pleb Lab. So
that's awesome, man. You're on a roll, man. You're doing it. Look at this Breaker, JPEG, Superstore. You're gonna watch the Oppenheimer movie?
I want to. You want to go see it?
Yeah, I want to go see that.
We'll plan that off of the air.
Yeah.
See you guys later.
Thank you, Stackers, for watching the show.
What's the thing?
Actually, hang on. I gotta check the.
What's the thing Keyan always says when it's time to end?
Wait, don't say it because then we'll have to end it. Hang on. I gotta show the. Okay, I'll show it next.
You got 16 more seconds.
I'll show it next week.
Okay. I'll show you something cool next week. For now, Zap.